Well, hello there. Welcome to my 2022 how to spam tutorial. I made one of these 2 years ago, but now it's time for a little update. And we also actually have custom charts now in Project Diva thanks to Megamix Plus. So this skill I'm trying to demonstrate is now actually very useful. There's if you are living under a rock or just new to my channel, there's a mod pack that me and my friends have all kind of come together, and we've been fans of this game for a very long time, and we've kind of all worked together to make these custom songs for everybody to enjoy. A lot of these songs are on the harder end, I won't lie. Even though we have hard mode or normal mode, most people, their instinct is, I want to play extreme. And extreme is, I guess, compared to Sega's style charting, which, if you aren't aware, if you started playing Future Tone, Megamix Plus, every chart that you played from them, that was designed for just 4 arcade buttons and a slider, touch slider. That's it. So it's very different style. It's like much less notes and more about complexity and patterns. The style that a lot of our charts in our mod pack consist of is more similar to Muse Dash, master levels or extreme, and Taiko, like Oni, where you are flooded with a ton of notes. And some people don't like that. They prefer the classic traditional Sega style from the arcades, and there's nothing wrong with that. We also have some of those too, but we have both, so you can experience both. Anyways, I'm blabbing too much here as usual. So in our mod pack, we have a stamina training, which is just that fast part in intense voice. And funny fact here, this is actually official Sega charting too, just not from the arcade. They made this chart for PSP players 10 years ago. So just imagine the poor PSP players 10 years ago, they had to play this section during the fast part intense voice. Let me show you here. So you can see it keeps looping, of course, for the stamina training. Anything you do after this is bonus. This is just for you to train your stamina. But I encourage you, if you have our mod pack and you are serious about getting better at the game, then at least complete the one loop, and then you can at least say that you did that fast part in intense voice charted by Sega 10 years ago for PSP players. The trick here is, as I explained in multiple of my spamming training videos, you're not actually physically raising your right and left thumb up and down to hit these notes. I mean, you could, but that'll be very tiring. You can see it. It doesn't feel like I'm doing that much to hit this stream of notes. People imagine when they watch full hand cams like we're like wildly shaking the control and stuff, but if you have good control and technique, you don't need to do that. The goal here, and I apologize because it's really hard to explain this. It's even harder since I can't show you the back of my controller. But basically, you're not. Most of all the work is, of course, your right thumb, because I'm right-handed. That's how I do it. I can only go by my experience, and the fingers. That's holding the controller against your thumbs, and you're using that to readjust the controller to guide it, so that you're using the momentum every time you're hitting down the controller. The side comes up, and by utilizing both your hands in the back, you can guide it so that naturally the controller's D-pad here will hit your left thumb. So your left thumb is not really pressing it down much. It's just you need to be able to guide your left thumb to the right D-pad when you need to make the switches. So this is, of course, at the more advanced level. We also have the hard version of this chart, which also, again, is the same official chart from PSP 10 years ago. But instead of 1/16th notes at 200 BPM, which is what you saw extreme, this is 1/8, so only half the notes now. Now, I would recommend you first, if you're serious about learning how to spam, you build up your stamina so that you can do the first loop with just your dominant hand. Doesn't matter how you do it. You can shake your controller, you can do whatever you want, but you need to be able to hit the loop, the entire loop, all 4 shapes, with just your right hand and not your left hand. And then once you're able to do that, you can then use that technique that you kind of saw in my extreme and how I'm shifting it. So let me back up here a little bit. There's 2 things that you need to train on at the same time, depending on where your skill level is at. Because some people, they can actually do this already. They just need more practice at it. And these charts are perfect for it, because now you can. It's like you're going to the gym and working out. And basically, when you play the official Sega charts, only meant for arcade 4 buttons, they only gave you a 5-pound dumbbell for working your stamina. That was it. Maybe a 10-pound dumbbell for, like, you know, Dem Paradigm Extreme. Not even then. There's not that many spam notes in that one. Like, Intense Voice doesn't even have that much spam either. You know what I mean? Like, you're working with a 5-pound dumbbell. And then custom charting or console charting, you know, they're charting it for 8 buttons with a lot of notes where you always have to go left and right, you know, non-stop. And then, you know, especially now with the stamina training, it's basically like I gave you access to the 100-pound dumbbells now, so you can go all the way from 5 pounds to 100 pounds. You kind of choose where you want to start. I've unlocked your full potential that you can now work at it. The hard stamina training, if you're very new, first make sure you can do it both hands, because this is teaching you the coordination between right and left hand. Right. You want to do 1 loop of that, and then bonus if you can go more than 1 loop, but you need to be able to coordinate your right and left hand with that. And if that's really tiring for you, then that's okay. You know, you take a break, you come back another day in the future when you're, you know, more rested up. But you need to have coordination. I can make another tutorial later on in what, like, custom charts I did, because I don't know if you guys knew this. I didn't naturally start out playing this good. Like, I'm only this good because I've been spending, you know, 10 years playing this game every now and then. So it's not like when I first bought this game I was just immediately good at it. It took. I know the struggle is what it was like when I didn't know how to use my left hand at all. I still don't know how to use my left hand. All my friends joke, oh, I'm good at stamina, because I hate when it's complex patterns. My left hand is ass. Like, I can't use my brain that way. So I have other ways around it. But you need to first coordinate your right and left hand. Do the hard. Once you can do that, next step, do 1 loop with just, you know, 1 hand. Because if you think about it, the extreme version is double the notes, meaning not only are you doing the entire hard chart with your right hand, you're also doing the entire hard chart with your left hand at the same time. But it's actually not as bad as how that sounds, thanks to that technique I was talking about earlier in this video, where utilizing the back of your hands, you're shifting the controller in a way so that when you hit down on the right, it naturally bounces up into your left, and then you can repeat. So, try one more time here, see if I can explain it while talking. Good camera shot. I also have the disadvantage of doing this for the camera, so like my hands are really awkward on the desk. If you play this like on your lap and you have your entire arm to like move the controller stuff, whew, you got next level like room to work with. But yeah, my left, I feel nothing at all. It's just all my right and it's all my arms. I'm just hitting on the right side. If you don't figure out this technique, it's okay. You can build up the stamina to do like a lot of these custom charts. Like, I found it surprising when you know, the other players that perfected the insane shit, like Hyrule and Volk, who has 9 finds on Blue Zenith. I don't even have perfect on that yet. He got 9 finds perfect on it. And then when they both tried the stamina training, when we were just doing a voice call for fun, they both couldn't make it to the end even. They had to drop the controller. And meanwhile, I got perfect. I'm like, really? So, like, I have a very useless talent for the stamina, just thanks to me grinding it. But it just shows you, like, you don't need to go, like, that hard like me in the stamina side. You just need enough, and then focus on like the patterns and stuff, and you can do insane shit like them too. Anything after like perfecting this whole thing is useless. It's just for flexing, I guess. At this point, it's the only thing I can flex left, and even then, there's other players that can do it just as well as me too. So it's the last thing I have that I can say that I'm good at in comparison to the other professional players in this game series. But yeah, hopefully that helps you guys. Maybe one day, I don't know. It's really hard. This is something because everybody has different hands, sizes, and different ways that they grip the controller. The only advice I can give you is, first of all, your wrist should never hurt. Should all be in your arms. Experiment around, because once you do figure it out, like, it's just so much fun. The other thing is if you want my other tip to kind of get started in learning how to spam, is you want to first focus on doing triplets. P-names is a great example. So if you play hard version of P-names, which is just half the notes again, make sure you can do it all with your right hand only, except like the obvious parts where you need to, but like all the... Here, I'll just show you guys. I was hoping it would be a short video, but I always end up blabbing. Alright, let me show you this real quick before I end the tutorial. So, you want to be able to do this one-handed first. This part here. If you can do this part one-handed with the switches, you're set. Because the extreme version is literally the exact same thing, your right hand does not change anything at all. Only difference the extreme has added, only for that section, is now your left hand has to join in and do some of the work. Right? Let me show you real quick. Like those notes. See, every triplet, my left hand joins in for one note, that's it. So that's my starter guide, I think, if you want to learn into how to use both your hands properly for alternating and building up your stamina. The P-names is also an easier way to get into it because it's only 180 BPM, while Intense Voice is 200 BPM. Also, side note here, the 2.3 patch was released yesterday finally. We worked really hard and got a lot of fixes done, but the biggest one was the light config is finally fixed. Bad news though, if you play window mode versus full screen mode, there is still a slight difference, which there is absolutely nothing we can do now at that point. That's just the way the game is coded by Sega. For some reason the timing changes. But it's a minor enough difference that if you're just more of a casual player and not a player that goes for all cools, you're not gonna really notice it that bad. So you'll be okay. But yeah, sorry about the a lot of songs not being in sync. You would think it's easy, but it's not as easy as you think, is all I gotta say. And it's a big pain in the ass. But yeah, you guys enjoy. Check out our mod pack if you haven't already. It's on Nexus. There's also Google Drive links in our Discord if you want to join in. And yeah, have fun training your hands and working out.